Hey everyone, welcome back. If you are catching me replay, I will see you guys next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is our member only live night. So the last Tuesday of every month is going to be for members only. So if you want to join us and see us in that chat, all you have to do is become a member at the $4.99 tier. And basically you'll be able to hang out with us next Tuesday. Hi. So tonight is our last twice a week August lives. I'm so excited. This has been a really fun month to do. Basically, we're doing double the amount of lives every week. I had a ton of fun. I learned a lot as myself as a reader. I got to know you guys a lot. It's just been a great time. But heading into September, it's just going to be back to our normal one night lives. So again, next week is weird because we're partly in August, and then we're in September. So there's only going to be one next week, and that is the members only live. So if you are not a member, it'll probably look like there are no lives at all, but just know you can join us for that one next Tuesday. Otherwise, I will be back the following Tuesday. Just wanted to talk about my memberships also. I have at the 99-cent level, you kind of get fun little badges and emojis, and I try to give you guys shout outs. And at that level too, I set a timer for my live nights, and whenever the timer goes off in my live readings, whoever is a member that comments closest to it will get a free reading that night. So just an extra little perk. Hey everybody! Hey Erica! Hey Lori! And then the next tier up is the $4.99 monthly readings, and those monthly live readings, and those basically get you exclusive access to the member only live that we are doing, which is next week. You also have homework for that, so members, make sure to check out the homework for next week. Also set a reminder in case YouTube doesn't remind you what time it is, but you guys should see that on your community post. And then the last tier that I have, which is $9.99, basically gets you into member only videos. So I have exclusive videos that come out for you guys once a month through that tier. And that group as well also has the chance to win a 15-minute reading from me, and I pull from the members once a month. So next week you guys are gonna hear who's gonna be that winner. And I also forgot the $4.99 tier. You guys will also get monthly kind of like card readings within the community tab. So you guys haven't had those yet, but they will start as of next month. So just wanted to let you know in case you didn't know about those memberships. Tomorrow I have two exciting things coming up. I have new video, and it's going to be a pick a card reading. So new pick a card reading tomorrow. It's all about psychic blocks. I will not be live watching that one with you guys because it doesn't make sense to premiere those because you can't jump forward and watch, whatever card pile you're picking. Like when you do premieres, you can't go forward in time. So I'm going to release it just as a standard video at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and that so I won't be in there live, just so you know. But that way you have full access to the whole video. So but also tomorrow you're going to get a ton of stuff from me. You have the pick a card, but then also on Erin's page, which I will put in the comments down below, Erin's Spiritual Cafe, she interviewed me for a podcast, and she we talked for I feel like it was 2 hours about all sorts of things. So her video will come out tomorrow as well, same time, 11 a.m. So you're gonna have a bunch of stuff from me, and I'll go try to share her stuff. We talked about all sorts of things, but yeah guys, I think that's it as far as announcements. Tonight's theme, I just pulled a card because sometimes I'm just busy during the day, and I'm like, what do we need to know for tonight? And I pulled the Page of Coins in reverse. Thank you, Rebel Queen. I will get to you after our group reading. And so Page of Coins, this is Page of Pentacles. And normally upright, this is all about manifestation, skill building, just a lot of positive forward movement, especially in the material world. Financial opportunity is Page of Pentacles. But since I pulled it in reverse, and I'm looking at my notes here, It's all about lack of progress, procrastination, and learning from failure. And so I feel like our guides tonight are just like, let's talk about how we can get out of this procrastinating mode and back into manifesting mode. So I'm doing pick a card piles again. I have pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you need to pause and kind of feel out which one might be for you, feel free to do so. I have 3 cards per pile, and I'll try to go through them quickly. But I found that these doing like little mini pick a cards have been actually more helpful and more like unique to everybody, because it's just a little bit more tailored to you guys. So let me just flip these over. And then Rebel Girl, I will get to you. I always start my nights with kind of like the group reading in case you miss me live. There is still something like for you every week reading wise. These cards are so pretty. Okay. Ooh, okay. Pile number 1, I am totally getting like go at it on your own vibes. So as far as getting back into manifestation mode, getting back into like manifesting money especially, you need to have a little bit more freedom. And I feel like this is just really getting away from other people in your life. I pulled this card in reverse, and I'm learning the tarot, so I just read these intuitively, and this just totally felt like, excuse me, it just felt like there's too many people, there's chaos. I'm just getting the energy of like there's too many people around you, maybe putting opinions in your ear. Maybe you're just not centered because you're just around so many other people and you're not going inwards. So pile number 1, to get out of this kind of like, I don't even want to say procrastination as much as like stagnation. If you feel like you're here, then definitely try to kind of get away from people, find some freedom, go within to figure out, okay, what do I need to do to really manifest better? And let me see. Ooh, and I asked for the last card, like, how can we do this? And I got deep cellular healing. This is from the Starseed deck, physical and emotional healing. And I feel like we're distracting ourselves a little bit by all the other people around us, all of the things on our to-do list. I really feel like this is just kind of cutting out people in your life that are not supporting you from healing. Hey, Karen! Queen of procrastination right here. 3, please. All right, so pile number 2, we're doing our group reading for tonight. How can we get out of this like stagnation, maybe some procrastination? We got divine sensuality. And then the 3 of Swords in reverse. Ooh, I just heard self-sabotage with this one loud and clear. We need to get out of self-sabotaging mode. And I'm being drawn to my head, so I feel like this is just like internal thoughts. I feel like even though this card is like coming across as like sexuality, sensuality, I feel like this is really giving yourself what you want and need. So, you know, if you're, I mean, and this might be literal for some of you, it says making love and erotica. Because what is it that you're giving yourself if you're doing those things? It's that you're giving yourself the sexual needs or just the needs and the wants that you desire. It's more past the needs, it's the wants. It's respecting your own boundaries and saying, you know what, I want this, I need this, and I'm going to give it to myself. And I think pile number 2, you guys have definitely been in like self-sabotaging mode. Because this I remember this fairy tale is literally about this like swan that I think she like cuts her own feathers, and so she's put the swords in herself. And we need to get out of this mentality. Ooh, and then for the last card from the Starseed Oracle, Portal. Doors are opening. You decide. I feel like the you decide is the part of this card. It's like, here's the doorway. You have the choice to keep your boundaries like this. You can sabotaging yourself. You can keep saying, you know what, the things that I want and need are not important. I'm going to put everything else above me. But as soon as you step through this door and say, no, these are important to me. I demand these boundaries. I demand more than just the necessities. I feel like what's going to happen is like the demand for better boundaries is going to shift. And then it's like you're going to be able to cross through all these obstacles of what's keeping you sort of stagnant a lot easier. because you have like the clarity of mind and the clarity of like what you want to do. I'm just seeing if there's anything else with this pile. I love these cards. But I mean, the big thing that's coming through is like, it's your choice. You can keep doing this. You can keep letting this happen to you, or you cannot. And I think that's what is causing the stagnation that's going on. All right. Ooh, pile number 3. This is like, it could not be more blatant. So I got experiments. This is my Mermaid Oracle deck. I love this deck. So this says manipulation of nature, forcing change, cruelty in the pursuit of knowledge, arrogance. I really feel like this is the forcing change. I feel like you guys maybe actually might be leaning towards the manic manifesting of like, oh my gosh, I want this to happen. And you're trying to like control every single part of it. And because of it, you guys are being like stopped. And that's why you're feeling this stagnant energy. It's like your guides are trying to stop you and make you stop and realize what's not working. And I literally pulled the Hanged Man. And this card in the tarot is like a forced pause. Like this person did not hang themselves upside down. You know, the universe is putting your life on pause. It's like an I can't think of the word, but it's like you are being put on pause. You're being forced to like not be able to do anything about it and then see it from a new perspective. Because think about it, if you're hanging upside down, you're going to see the world from a new perspective. I love this card because it's like you're forcing change. You're going the wrong direction. Because of that, your guides are just like, stop it, hold still. And then I literally pulled, what can you do about this? And it says, wait. It's not time yet. Things are being woven. So for you guys, the stagnation is not a bad thing. Like, go with it. Go with it. It is okay to have this like plateau. And I think you need it because there's too much that's being forced on your end. Love the Hangman. And I'm like so determined to buy. I think like this weekend I'm going to go out and buy the Oracle, or sorry, it's the tarot deck, and it's called the Good Tarot, and it's based on the Rider-Waite Tarot. But like even these, the visual pictures, well, this picture is very close, but these don't look like the Rider-Waite Tarot cards, and I really want something that's as close to the original as possible, but something that I resonate with more. But anyway, the Good Tarot has like all females on the front, and they're dressed in like normal clothes, and they're like holding cell phones and doing normal things. But it also comes with like this guidebook on the side so that you can learn and like take notes on each card, which is really cool. I think I'm going to get that this weekend. I don't spend very much money on myself, and when I do, it's like tarot cards. Okay, pile number 4, Song of the Siren. And then 8 of Coins in reverse. I feel like with this deck, you guys are definitely almost there to manifesting. Like, I feel like the 8 of Coins is like you're almost there. I'm getting a little bit of the same like self-sabotaging vibes. Like you might be doing it a little bit to yourself. I feel like this is more though self-sabotaging in a way that you're saying like, oh, I can't have this, I don't deserve this. Like it's very like pity me, oh, woe is me energy that's coming from this group. And I feel like you guys get stuck here a lot, and it's almost like you're giving up on your manifestations or your dreams, like whatever you're trying to come up with. And this Song of the Siren feels like it's the universe or your guides, your spiritual team, basically trying to call you and be like, hey, this is what you're doing, and you're stopping yourself. And it's this victim, you know, I can't do it voice that you have in your head that's actually stopping you. It's not the universe. It's not the external things. Like it just feels like very like self-deprecating talk towards yourself. And I think this call or this summoning that's coming up with this card is all about actually listening. It's almost like I'm hearing like listening to yourself and the things that you say to yourself, but also listening to your guides and acknowledging what I have to say about it, because I just feel like you guys are stopping yourself, like when you're right there, when you're so close and you give up too early. Like, I feel like you guys have a mantra of like, it's almost like you're afraid of what you could manifest. It's like you're almost there and there's a fear of what it could turn into. And it's like going back to this procrastination zone, this stagnant zone is safer. And that's why you guys like are more comfortable in this energy, because it's like they're telling me like your mantra, pile number 4, needs to be, but what if it works? What if it all works out? Oh my gosh, and I didn't even read this card. So the third card for pile number 4, it says I remember, but what's sticking out to me is the fated life versus the destiny life. And I feel like you guys are so caught up in like the universe is out to get me, or maybe even like I'm stuck at manifesting, or this isn't for me. But this is basically saying like this is meant for you. You're about to tap into all of these things that you want. You probably already have, but it's like you're not seeing it, and you're floating back to this zone of interesting. You're floating back to this zone of like, what am I trying to say? I'm getting distracted because there's like hands on this woman's shoulder and there's stars like on her heart. And I feel like for you guys, it's a really like, it's an examination. It's a call to examine kind of like where your heart is in all of this. It's like, why won't you let yourself get there? Why do you feel safe in the zone of, oh, it won't work for me. It's not fated for me. This is not how my life is supposed to be. Like, I feel like pile number 4, you guys, to really get out of this zone, this stagnation, procrastination, it's like having a hard talk with yourself of like, what am I telling myself that's basically saying I don't deserve it? Because it's very like undeserving energy, even though you guys have manifested so many amazing things already. I feel like I'm going longer on that because I feel like there's more I could dig up there, but I don't want to spend forever on the group readings. But yeah, guys, let's jump into individual readings. All right. Really quick for individual readings, we do donations. And then if we catch up on donations, we do free readings. So let me hop back up. Rebel Girl Queen had a question first, and then thank you, Mickle. I will get to you after. So Rebel Girl, are Jesse's feelings for me only sexual attraction, or what are his other intentions? I have the perfect deck for this. I got my mermaid deck out tonight. Ooh, interesting. I don't know, Rebel Girl, if you like participated in the group reading, but that like divine sensuality card, like I remember pulling it and being like, this is related to her question. Because you had asked the question before I flipped those over. And I think that was confirmation that there's definitely that sexual attraction there. I pulled beauty card in reverse, which to me, this is like inner beauty. Grace, loveliness, integrity of form and spirit. And the fact that it's reversed, because I pulled this asking like how he feels about you, I don't feel like he can see your inner beauty. And it's interesting because I pulled honor the masculine in reverse, and I feel like there's actually a lot of issues that he might have around his own sexuality and, you know, romance. I feel like he almost thinks that he doesn't deserve the relationship. He doesn't see the beauty in himself. You know, and when I say that, it's not like looking at himself in the mirror and being like, oh, you're so beautiful. It's more like appreciating the beauty within himself. And because he can't do that, he can't do that with other people. And I literally pulled the endurance card in reverse, which is keep going. And so whenever this card comes up in reverse, I'm always like, the opposite. It's like, ooh, maybe put a break to this. Maybe And, you know, it doesn't even have to be that you like break up with them. It could just be that, you know, you just put it on pause. You don't, or not even that, just like you don't push very hard with it. You let them come to you. And I'm just asking, like, why is this happening? I got empathic starseed. And I think you are empathic. You're able to like sense what he's feeling. And that's why you're like coming and asking these questions, because it's confusing when you can feel other people's emotions around it, but then when they act towards you, it's like totally different. And then I got the Seas of Mintaka, bringing unconsciousness to light. These cards do not pick up very well on my camera. And I feel like that's like what's, you know, this relationship, why this is happening is because you need to see the bad sides of this relationship, or even, you know, it's bringing to light what you need out of a future relationship. And you're like, okay, I need more than just the sexual nature of it. I need him to see the beauty inside as well. And again, I don't think, Rebel Girl, I don't think you need to like cut ties with him, but, you know, I wouldn't push further on it and, you know, try to like mend things unless they're like really willing to change. And so maybe that just needs to like turn into a conversation. But thank you for your donation. Oh, and I forgot, guys, if it's doable, if you have Venmo, I'd prefer if you could send me it, if it's not any more of like a hassle to like move over there. Again, if super chat is easier, totally fine. But super chat, oh, who's my closest? Lori. So that's my alarm. My alarm goes off to give away one of my members a reading every live night. So Lori, it was you tonight. Feel free to throw up your question. Hey, Crystal. Crystal, you're a member? Did I miss that? When did you become a member? Wait, I am impatient. Hi, Christina. Sorry, guys. I'm catching up on some of these donated readings. What is your Venmo? Refuse for your YouTube. I refuse for you. Yeah, my YouTube or my Venmo is in the description down below. Yurika's got it. Lauryn said. I feel like I should probably change it to like Psychic Lauryn so it's easier. But yeah. Anyway, if you can donate through Venmo, I'd prefer it because I get 100% of it. YouTube takes 30%. I don't care. Like, I'll take it no matter what, but I totally understand not everyone has Venmo. All right. Mickle, I'm stuck in deciding between two people to be with. Ooh, that's a good thing to be stuck between. Okay. So, Mickle, I'm just going to pull, like, option A and option B really quick. Option A, option B, and I feel like you'll probably know pretty quickly which is which, but I will pull a clarifying card for each just in case, just to help us identify these people. I already feel like, though, you're going to, I think it's going to be like 50-50. I feel like you're like 50% of each of them is like good and 50% of each are bad. And it's like they're equal opportunities is already what I'm intuitively getting. I think person A, you are just more connected with, like telepathically, you know, intuitively. I feel like you guys would just get each other more. It would be a lot easier to just talk to each other, to communicate, to really see who that person is. I feel like they're very clear about who they are up front. That's interesting. Because the cards that I pulled for each, like person A is visions, and it's all like psychic images, clairvoyance. And person B is divination, prophecy, fate, destiny, future. That's so interesting to me. And to me, this kind of means like if they're both coming up and it's like intuitive cards, especially in this mermaid deck, there's not that many cards that are like that. To me, I think you're definitely intuitively being guided. Like your guides, these are two opportunities that your guides are putting in front of you, and it's like they are a reflection of what you're trying to attract. And so it's like you get the choice, like which would you prefer. So the second person B, the fact that I have destiny, fate, future, fortune on this card, I'm leaning more towards that second person. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so person A, I pulled like a clarifying card so we can figure out who they are a little bit more. Person B, I'm like, so these are two different women. I love this. This is Mary Magdalene, and this is like a fairy tale story. But I mean, this is the Empress card. And, you know, anything major arcana really sticks out to me because, you know, that's somebody that's like big energy. And I feel like this person B, is probably the more mature of the two. They're more benevolent, they're more centered in themselves, and they're going to teach you a lot of great things around that. Person A, just to help identify them more, might have been through more hardships. I feel more insecure, maybe more self-deprecating. They have a lot of like hard work behind them and a lot of hard work in front of them. And they have a lot of like self-defeating habits in their mind that they sort of need to let go of. That might leak off on you, you know, of like, oh, I have to work hard to make money. Oh, relationships are hard. Oh, this or that. But I feel like person B is way more mature and with it. And I'm just going to ask, like, how can you decide really quick? Ooh, and I got spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. To me, this is really, Mikkel, connecting with like, I feel like you have a very like intuitive psychic reading going on here, because I feel like these people are definitely people put on your path. Like, this isn't just some fling. Like, these are important people, like people you could have serious relationships with. And this is about connecting to your higher self and being like, okay, which one is the right one? Like, which one is supposed to propel me forward and teach me lessons and get me further? Like, I would really come at it from a soul standpoint instead of like a fling standpoint, if that makes sense. Because this is more about attracting your soulmate. Like, even if this isn't the soulmate, you know, you're on the right track. You're on the right track to getting that person. There's something that about your manifesting that you're doing correctly. Like, you're doing it right. I hope that helps, Mikkel. Catch up. Sorry, guys. Yes. Yes, Pretty Kitty. Let me know what your question is, Pretty Kitty. And Lori was next because she got our member reading. So we're going to do that for Lori. Lori, I'm going to pull Starseed cards for you. And then one of these. Okay. These are very deep for a quick reading. Okay. Four of Swords. Here. I'm pretty sure I know what this card means, but I'm just double checking. Four of Swords. Okay. So Four of Swords. I'm reading Lori really quick. This is funny because this is like the same energy of like stagnation, burnout, exhaustion. They're trying to like cram so much in like 3 cards, and it's all like I'm trying to put the pieces together. I guess I should just speak and it'll come out as it comes out. So this card, like, I can't remember what the fairy tale is, but it's like this wolf and he's like bound and he like got himself in this sticky situation. And so like that's like what happens with burnout. We're stuck. We can't do anything. We're hurting. But I don't feel like this is where you're at, Lori. It might be, but I feel like you're actually getting on top of this. Like I feel like you've been this way in the past of like really burning yourself out, going like 200%, and then just like being knocked on your feet for like weeks, and like it's been hard to like get back on track. But I feel like this card is actually like progress. Like I feel like you're actually doing things better. You're coming into a time in your life where you're able to actually find that like rest and relaxation and not hit burnout as often. And there's something about this card is like double mission. It says light worker starseed, serve the world by being you. And this card is basically saying that like you are a light worker, you know, you use your intuition to basically connect to the other side and bring in healing of some sort or bring in messages of some sort. But this is all about just being you and not doing anything. Like you don't need to become a magical mystic person. You can just be you in your skin, in your body, and where you're at in life, you know, in your city, you know, with the people that are around you. Like you don't need to do anything different. But I feel like this is a lesson of like teaching other people this. It's like because you've gone to both of those extremes, it's like you can teach other people how to do this. And this card, it's like there's one person standing on one world and the other person standing on the other world, and it's like you're helping other people somehow through this. Ooh, karmic relationships, soul growth. It's like you put yourself through this conflict so that you can grow through it, so you can be better, so then you can connect with other people who need this energy from you. Let me see if there's anything else. It just says polarity, which I feel like is sort of mimicking that energy of the swing of the burnout versus non-burnout. I'm curious if that resonates at all. I'm literally pulling my hair out. Worst time in your whole life? What happened? All right, the one that talked more. I'm so confused. All right, I'm looking for Pretty Kitty's question. Does she have a question? And also, if you donate on Venmo, just let me know, because I'll have to like check it on my phone. But so basically, the person that had most of your attention. Yeah, sorry, Miko. I was feeling like person B, the one that was more mature, more put together, an energy of like, I don't know. They just felt more mature. Crystal, I'll get to you in a second. Sorry, I just want to look for Pretty Kitty's question. Pretty Kitty, are there any messages from my daughter? Oh, yay, Lori, I'm glad things have been changing. RR, thank you. Also put up your question. Okay, so Pretty Kitty, are there any messages from my daughter? I'm assuming daughter in spirit. She's coming across to me as really, really young, like really little. Even if like she passed when she was older, which I don't think is the case, sometimes they appear that way because that's like the form that they want you to envision when you're connecting with them. I'm not even gonna pull the cards for you. I'm just gonna connect with her. She's sort of like hiding behind me. What is she hiding behind? She's actually hiding behind like an object. Dad? It's someone in your life who is alive and she wants to talk about this person. I feel like it's her dad. She wants you to forgive him. But the reason why she's like hiding is she's like afraid to deliver this message because she knows that it's hard for you to forgive him for whatever this is. Like, I want to lean towards like maybe a little bit of guilt for like maybe her passing. You know, I don't feel like he legitimately did anything, but like there's still a part of us that like blames our partners when stuff like that happens. And I feel like she's been holding back on this message for a while because if she would have delivered it sooner, it's like you wouldn't have listened. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you're still with him, and what she wants is just like a repair of the relationship. Like, she cares about you two. There's like a bug flying around. She cares about you two, and she wants to see, I'm just like envisioning a hole or like a gap between you, and she's there trying to like fix it. And she's hiding behind dad because I think dad's having a lot harder time talking to you about it. And it's almost like you need to be the one that talks to him. I'm just gonna. Yes, I get it. Let me just see. Anything else? She's just showing me like holding your hand and holding his hand, and she's like trying to bring you back together in some way. And even if it's something small, she's just recognizing that there's like a wedge between you, and she's trying to fix it. I feel like she's gonna do that a lot in your relationship, actually. I feel like anytime that you guys like might fight or something, she's gonna come in and like be like, no, love each other. I feel like she would have done that in person too, like if she were alive. Crystal, any messages from my past loved ones? Thank you, Crystal. I'm actually gonna pull cards for you, Crystal, because I think you have lots of people in spirit. They're showing me moving horizontally. I'm asking what that's about. Hearing sidestepping. There's something going on in your life right now that they're wanting you to not move forward, but move sideways. What does that represent? Like the message, Crystal, it feels like when you're faced with obstacles, you're like, oh, I've got to hit it head on. I've got to like punch through. I've got to like defeat this obstacle, and you like hurt yourself a lot in the process. Like, it's like you're smashing through a wall and you're all like bloody and beat up, and your family's like being like, Crystal, just step to the side. The wall's like, if you just go around the wall, you're gonna be okay. I feel like you're putting yourself through too much because you feel like, oh well, I'm not gonna grow or become better if I'm not like hard on myself. They really like the message. They're trying to like pull your energy back and try to like make you understand that not everything is as hard as it needs to be. Because they're on the other side and they're like, things are as easy as just like snapping your finger. You can manifest, you can be where you want to be, you can do what you want to do, like that. And they want you to bring that energy into this life. Obviously, it's not going to be the same, but I feel like you're very much a person who's like, oh, I have to put in 10% and I'll get 10% back. And they're like, no, put in 2% and you'll get 10% back. Let's see what cards I pulled. Karmic relationships. That to me is just like, they're here. They were here before you with this life. Like, they're here to teach you things, and you're going to meet them again and teach. Oh my gosh. And then I pulled Star Family. Your family is very much like divinely interconnected. Like, I feel like you guys are going to live multiple lives with each other. And it's like they're calling you from over wherever they are. And they're like, hey, Crystal, remember you came to this life to like, remember how to like not make it so hard on yourself. Remember, we're calling, we're helping you out. Like, pay attention. You're part of a team of souls. Call in support. Let me just pull another card for you. I feel like they want to more talk about like whatever this is and how you can get past it. So I feel like this message is like the important one. They're like, we don't even want to talk about ourselves. We just want to help her out with this problem in case she like never picks it up again. Oh, you're a magician, Crystal. Yes. I love this tarot card. This is not the first card. It says like number 1. Number 0 is actually the first card of the tarot deck. Or am I right on that? I think I'm right. The magician is like literally, it's like the fairy godmother. She waves her wand and she gets exactly what she wants. And I feel like you think, oh, I can't wave a wand. I've got to build the carriage. Like I can't wave a wand and make something magically appear. They're trying to call to your attention like this part of you that can manifest things like that. And I feel like you're just not in touch with that as much. You think, again, it's like 10% work equals 10% back. And they really want you to get into more of a receiving flow. King of Cups. Ooh. Yeah. I'm trying to learn tarot. And it helps me. King of Cups. It helps me when I'm doing legit readings because then I can remember them easier versus if I'm just like pulling them and trying to memorize. Okay, the rest of the cards that I pulled is all about your thought processes. Like Page of Wands, this is somebody who's totally on top of like being able to bust through any ideas that they have, create the things that they want to create. And it's almost like the Page of Wands, for me, energetically feels like as soon as you see like a thought that comes up in your head of like, oh, I have to work really hard or I have to suffer in order to get better, this is like the part of you that's like, no, stop saying that. And they really want you to embody that energy. And as soon as you do, I think this is going to be you. King of Cups. And what is the King of Cups? It is, I mean, it's almost like you're going to be more emotionally aligned because of it. Because you're more practical, you're more balanced, you're more diplomatic is one of the words that comes up with this card. And I think that's just going to affect all areas of your life. I love that message. I love that they're coming in and helping you with something. Like it feels like a life lesson that you've been working on and that you will continue to work on. Thank you for your donation, Crystal. All right, RR. Question. What was the second card again? Oh, shoot. Sorry, Lori. I don't even know where it is. You might just have to rewind it. Sorry. It might take me too long. You can relate to Lori's reading? Absolutely. Take those messages. It is not just for one person sometimes. The message is really on point. Okay, I'm glad. I was like, this feels like odd. I wonder, I think when I'm reading and I can't like visualize how it happens, sometimes I doubt it, but I think sometimes that's also like when you know you're picking up because it's not like something that you can really understand. RR, what question did RR have? You're welcome. Thank you, pretty kitty. Spot on. So cool. Rah. That's awesome. This isn't my reading, but wow. Crystal, I'm just now seeing this. It felt like a group, Crystal. Like I wasn't picking out any one person. And I think that's because they really wanted to just like get that message across. Hey, Johnny. Work smarter, not harder. Absolutely. Yes, 0. I'm so like, I didn't know what I was talking about. You know, did I ever get RR's question? RR, did you have a question? Just looking for it. Karen's question. Karen, did you donate through Venmo? I'll look for RR, otherwise I will go to Karen. Just jump down, sorry guys. I don't see RR. RR, if you're with me, you can definitely have a reading. You donated, just let me know. Any messages from my mom who passed? She's sending me coins. I already know she is. Is she happy with my new home? What is she thinking about in terms of what will become of her journey? Ooh. The first message that she's like giving me, Karen, is like I just immediately got this full download, and I saw you in your house making it more cozy. Like, I feel like she's like, that's kind of funny. I'm getting like the clairaudient smell of a new car, and that's what your house feels like, is like a new car smell. And you know, when you move into like a new home, you know, everything's a little bare. You know, you've maybe not quite fully unpacked, and you know, you're still in that process of like knowing where to put things. And she really, like, she's giving me such a visual vibe for you. She like wants you to turn on the music, like pour yourself a glass of wine, really just get into the energy of like your home. This is like, and I feel like this is more like magical, like almost like witchy vibes is what I'm getting. And it's like she wants you to really like bring in things into your home. Like, I'm really feeling like it's a cluttered feeling, but it's not. It's like a cozy, like bringing in plants and like putting up herbs, and like I think that's my visual representation of like what cozy means to me. So you can, you know, take it and whatever it means to you. But it's like she wants you to fill up the walls. She wants you to bring in food and make it feel abundant. That's the word. It's like she wants you to feel like this new home is not just like empty. It's full. It's abundant. Obviously that like takes money, so like do it on your own time. But it's like you connecting with the energy of your home. I think we talked about this in one of our lives a couple weeks ago, and it's like connecting with that energy. And I don't have any like personal examples of this because I've never done this before, but it's almost like connecting to the energy of your home as if it was a being is like what I'm hearing, and giving the home what it wants. And it's like you're gonna and what I'm seeing happening is like you form a stronger connection with the home, and the home protects you. That's her opinions on your house. Is she sending you coins? She says yes and other things. Richard. I just got an eyebrow raise on Richard. But it's followed by like I get it, like she wants somebody, you know, it's important for her to have somebody. It's not my place. I think she has high standards though. Like there's nothing wrong with like Richard. It's just she's got high standards for you. And it's more that she doesn't want to see you sacrifice yourself for him. But I feel like that could be anybody. And know too that with spirits that have passed, they have their own agendas and their own wants and wishes, and sometimes you don't have to respect that. You missed the group reading. It's okay, Johnny. It's called the rewind button. I guess it's not really called that. That was like on a VHS player, but you can rewind. Anything else on Richard? She says just like follow what makes you happy. If he's making you happy, go for it. She really wants you to like connect more with the vibe of your house. And when I say vibe, it's like an actual like, I don't know if you're into witchy things, Karen, but like I'm literally thinking of this book that I saw, and I don't know the title, but it was something about like witchy things in like the hearth and home. I don't know. I'd have to like look it up. Anyone can do tarot. Hey guys. I'm just now seeing all of your messages. Sorry. You're welcome, pretty kitty. Oh, okay. Here's RR's message. Okay, RR donated there's a lot of loved ones tonight. A lot of loved ones. Definitely seeing like a man in military outfit. He actually feels like older, like way, like not grandpa. Like I immediately got like Civil War times. I'm asking if this is like ancestor energy coming through. I feel like RR, you're very like disconnected from your. I mean, I could be connecting wrong if you don't feel that way. Toss this, but it feels like you're just not familiar with the loved ones you have in spirit that are close to you. And so that's why this older ancestor is coming through. He's wanting to talk about something about like your lineage, about why you chose the people that you chose. It's like something about like tracing the energy back to him. This is very specific. So I pulled the 7 Star Sisters. This is just a card, but I'm literally reading that because I thought this card was about, and when I say I thought, intuitively the download that I got was like, this guy is like 7 generations away from you. That's very specific. I'd be interested if you could trace your lineage that far back, RR. I'm wondering if that even is mathematically like correct, like Civil War times. But like what I'm getting is like 7 people away from you. Ooh, interesting. So I got 2 like literally big picture thinking cards. Like I got perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. I feel like he's trying to communicate this really big idea. And then I got big picture thinking. And then this like double mission, Lightworker, Starseed, serve the world by being you. RR, I feel like if you haven't ever like looked into like star seeds or Letters to a Starseed might be a good book if you're like resonating with some of this. This is the same woman, her cards, she wrote this. What is this? The zoom out energy. I feel like you're getting too distracted by like the loved ones in spirit that are closest to you. And he's trying to communicate this bigger vision of like how these people, both in spirit and in person, are your families. Is your family. Like I feel like ancestor wise, what is the expression? It's like the DNA. It's being very big and vague, and I feel like my tiny human brain can't understand. But it's like there's a theory of like a DNA, and I'd say this every time, and you guys always like correct me because I never remember what it's called. But it's like, you know, you hold DNA of people like years and years and years ago, and you can actually tap into that. And there's DNA memory or something like that does happen, and I feel like he's saying you are connected biologically for sure. But there's also this bigger picture of like you are all energetically connected. This is like a real big call to understand your ancestry. Like if you ever jumped on Ancestry, or what's the other one? I can't remember what the other one is, but like I'd encourage you to do some serious like family soul searching, because I feel like as you connect with people in your lineage, like physically, you're going to actually connect with them energetically. And there are some patterns that they want to like unveil. And the reason why they're not like getting into it now is I feel like you just need to start with like connecting with who they are. And I feel like you're in the middle of learning some of these patterns, so it would be hard to like completely fully see it. And it's something like a process of self-discovery that needs to happen over time. I hope that makes sense, RR. All day unboxing, doing your final touches. Nice. It's like, Karen, adding just like a little bit more zest. It's like putting the spice on the dish. Like that's what it like feels like energetically. My cat is mean mugging me because I want to share my Pop-Tart. Give that kitty some Pop-Tart. That's so funny. My cats like weirdly only like bread. They like licking the top of my bread. They're so weird. Abandoned. Hey, Michael. Egrets? Egrets. What are egrets? Thank you, Johnny. Taking notes. Thank you. Sorry, I'm just catching up, and I'll be right back up to you, Johnny. You're welcome, Karen. Thank you. Thank you guys for the donation. How do you pay while on live, Heather? You can do that through Super Chat, or you can do it through VENMO. So true. You just recently found out your ancestry. Definitely dig into it more if you can. I'm so bad with names. I feel like it's a man, though. I feel like you might be able to find him, like not maybe a photo, but he's wearing military clothes. Mummy sit. John, thank you. Egrets are birds. I haven't never heard of them. I'm sure I've seen them. I've been getting so many friend requests today from like distant family members that I've never met before. I don't know what it is. Okay. So, Heather, I will get to you after Johnny. Okay. Now I know you're the real deal and raw. I want to see if you can connect with my great aunt Barbara. And Johnny. Tell me if I'm right, Johnny. Was Barbara kind of like a character? Like, I want to make sure I'm connecting with the right person. It feels like very sassy energy. Like she did what she wanted. She did her hair how she wanted. She dressed how she wanted. She didn't give a rat's ass what anyone else thought of her. I'm seeing her specifically in the 80s. Johnny. Is Johnny like a brother to you or a brother to her? I just want to make sure. I must not have those birds here. They lick bread. I don't know what their deal is. Like, especially croissants. I freaking love licking the butter off croissants. Thank you, Eureka. Heck, Eureka's like becoming like my moderator. Maybe I need to just like throw you some money because I mean you're in here every night anyway. Maybe we should chat, Eureka. Oh yes, and Johnny was her son, my namesake. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I'm connecting the right energy. Okay. Barbara, she was a freaking character. Like I'm seeing her, like I think she's just giving me images to make sure I'm like connecting, and I feel like that's often the case when somebody doesn't like trust that I'm connecting correctly. But I'm like seeing her at like Thanksgiving or like parties, and I feel like did she like drink a lot? Like I feel maybe I'm wrong, but it just feels like she like brings her food, just kind of like throws it on the table. It's like, here, this is what I made. Give me the alcohol. Like I feel like she got loud and obnoxious sometimes. And she's like specifically saying like, I am not embarrassed. That was me. And she's like showing me that like that's the role she wanted to play in the family. She's supposed to like shake things up. Like I see her parents and how they got like tense and uncomfortable when she did stuff like that. And she's like, I'm supposed to like ease their anxiety by like making more anxiety. She's so much about herself, which is funny because I feel like that's like what her personality was. And she's like coming in to tell me her like story of like why she was in your family. I feel like tonight is like very like family stuff. And she came to like make them relax and ease up and just like chill out and just live. And I feel like you really admired this about her, Johnny, because like as a kid, I feel like maybe were you more shy and you just, it's like you look up to her because she was just living her fullest self. And I think there's some message there now of like, embody that energy a little bit. Like, don't care so much about what other people think. I feel like you already actually do that a little bit, and maybe you get that from her, and she's like taking credit for it. She's like, thank you, I did that. I would not meet your Aunt Barbara. Now she's like nitpicking your hair. Again, spirits have opinions. That doesn't mean you have to listen to them. I feel like she's like, girl, you could do better with your hair. Because she's like showing me you sitting, and she's like walking around and being like, girl, no. Okay, let's connect to Johnny a little bit. You're welcome, RR. Sorry, I just wanted to catch up on these. We might have them. Have you seen the big white birds at Sloan's Lake? Now I gotta look at it. And then I'm gonna get to, I think it was Hillary, sorry, or Heather. It was an H name, Egret. Oh yeah, I've seen those birds. I thought those were cranes. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, Heather, sorry, yeah, Heather after Johnny. Okay, Johnny. Johnny has a relative named Johnny. I feel like he's like so much quieter, especially in comparison to her energy. I feel like she just wants to keep going and telling me her life story and all the great, amazing things she did for people. I feel like that's very indicative. Like, I feel like I'm literally seeing Johnny in her shadow. He died pretty early on, didn't he, Johnny? Yes, I'm going to write that down really quick, Erica. She looked after my mom a lot, and she's like a mother to her. Exactly what Lori says. Oh, yes, he was very young. Okay, so, like, I'm definitely getting very, like, depressed, sad energy. I don't know how old he was, but he's showing me himself as a teen, and I just feel like he would have had a really tough life. And I think that's important for him to express, because, like, I think a lot of people, like, look at his life and they're like, oh, all the things he could have been, all the things he could have done. And there's, like, a lot of regret around it. And he's like, no, like, it would have gotten worse. Like, I feel like what he passed from, like, might have been, like, medical. But, like, if it wasn't this, like, I hate to say it, it would have been suicide. If it wasn't already suicide. I think he was just very, like, I just see him as very, like, weak is the only word I am thinking of, like, meager, not stepping into his own power. He's just very, like, self-conscious and just anxious person. I wouldn't be surprised if he even had some, like, mental things going on, or if not, like, they would have manifested like, I'm hearing, I don't know if it's like not as bad as schizophrenia, but definitely like depression. Like, it would have been rough. He would have been picked on if he wasn't already. He wasn't ready. That's a very interesting statement. He's like, I wasn't ready for this life. He's good where he's at. He's like, he's hitting the reset button. He's like cozying up to Barbara. He's cozying up to the other people in spirit, and he's healing, and he's like, I'm going to try again, but it'll be a while. I think it's almost like somebody who got pushed into the deep end too soon. I almost feel like Barbara dragged him in, energetically too soon, and he was like, I'm not ready. But her energy was just so commanding. I think they're supposed to be there together in spirit, if that makes sense, Johnny. Barbara is hilarious, though. Thank you for the donation, Johnny. My mom never told me this side of him. He was murdered. Oh my God. How old was he when he passed? I'm just curious, Johnny, because I'm seeing him as like a teen. All right, Heather, let me know what question you have. Let's see if she already sent the question. Money sent, done. Heather. So Pretty Kitty, I'll get to you in a second. Heather donated through Venmo. I think very early 20s. Okay, Johnny. Yeah, so that might have already been happening. That probably was already happening. Also, like, a quick side note while I wait for Heather's. Oh, just checking for any messages. Heck yes. But you guys, for those of you who are on my Tuesday night live, we were talking. I was giving you guys like psychic practice, and I was asking you about the home next to me, if you remember. And I was like, it needs to be torn down soon. What do you guys pick up energetically? And all of you guys were like, it's not coming down. It's going to take forever. Yada, yada, yada. I hope you guys remember this. Guess what? Yesterday morning, so literally the morning after my live, there were construction crews and the house is completely gone. And I was telling my husband about how I asked you guys and how all of you picked up no. And so I'm follow-up question. I'm curious. I think I know the answer here. Do you think my guides were giving you all the same message to kind of like screw with me and get my hopes down? Or was it something else? Like, did we shift the energy somehow? But it was so funny because I've been waiting years for this house to get torn down. And I talked to you guys about it in that live. And everyone was like, nope, not coming down. It's going to take forever. And I don't feel like you guys were wrong because there were so many of you guys that guessed that. And that's been the energy. Maybe you guys were all reading the past. I don't know. But literally, it's gone now. They tore it down so fast. It was so funny. So funny. Okay. Okay. Heather. And then I'll jump back up to Pretty Kitty. Just directions in life. What to lean into. Any answers are trying to connect. Let me just see how much you donated. $5. Okay. I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna do one card for each of your questions, Heather. So I feel like all of those are important. Ooh. Okay, this is like super specific. Heather, judgment. So I got judgment in reverse. And I know this might not be how it literally is, but like instantly I'm understanding what it means. And it's like what you think about other people, how you perceive other people, how you pass judgment on other people. And I pulled the Ace of Wands. And I feel like this is very like beginner mentality. And this is as far as like directions in life. I feel like you've maybe burned some bridges because you like judge people wrong, or maybe even this is like how they judge you. And this new direction, this new like chapter of what's coming up of like a lesson is like you're resetting and you're saying, you know what, I'm not going to judge a book by its cover with other people. I'm going to get out of my head and like what I say to myself about what other people say. Like I feel like a lot of it, Heather, is that it's almost like you blow things out of proportion about what other people think of you. And because of that, you push people away. but it's like they're not even thinking that at all, if that makes sense. It's like this false judgment in your mind of what they think of you, but they don't really think that way. And it's like really stopping and examining like the thoughts in your head and like, why am I telling myself this? Like, where is this coming from? And the fact that it's like the ace of wands, like it's the first card, is like very beginner mentality, like starting from scratch. You might have like a little bit of a struggle with this. You're going to go back and forth, but you're being called to learn about it and how you can do that. This is like clairvoyance, visions, psychic images, seeing out of body travel. I feel like this is a call to like use your intuition to navigate these situations. I feel like the place that I use my intuition most is with relationships. That's like where I use it the most, because my anxiety around other people just gets so much in my way that I make rash decisions. And so I feel like leaning more into your intuition, Heather, to handle this is going to be helpful. Oh, that's funny. And that's a card I pulled of what to lean into. Lean into your intuition. That's so cool. Any ancestors trying to connect? I'm getting just some negative energy. Grandma, I'm getting like a grandmother. I'm seeing her like in her basement, and I'm seeing negative energy around her. I feel like she's maybe a little stuck energetically because of some past stuff that happened in her life. And I don't want to get into this too much, Heather. And I do think that one of the videos that I'm going to put up in October is going to be how to help spirits cross over. So that I've decided on that video. I'm excited to make that one. But I feel like, Heather, for you, surrounding her with love and light at the most, like you can envision her in your head and surround her with bright white light. That'll help her at the least. I do have another video on like how you can help people in spirit. It was one that I talked about my cousin. I don't know the title of it. If you bug me, maybe in the comments after, I can link it. And I give tips in there basically of how you can help spirits cross over. She is crossed over, but there's things burdening her. It's like a memory that's like sucking her back, and she's getting stuck in it. There's like a lot of guilt in it, but there's like something that happened to her. Blech. I don't like the energy. And Heather, let's just say that energy is not going to follow you. It's not going to bother you. Let's keep that out. Set the intention that you are surrounded by only beings of your highest and best good. Put a bubble around you. I don't think that this being is going to like mess with you. It's not even a being. It's like somebody in the past that created negativity, but your grandma is like calling it in because she keeps reliving in it. And because if you connect to her, you might pick that up a little bit. So I just want to make sure you're protected. I did manifest that, silly rabbit. Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like I've been manifesting it for like years. But maybe it was something about like everyone being like, no, making me release it energetically and be like, fine, I'll wait another 4 years. That maybe that's what needed to happen. But you guys think I manifested it? Maybe. Our group energy manifested it. Well, heck, maybe we need to have group manifestation nights where we all just throw in our wishes into the pot. Maybe it just means the physical house is gone, but some energy associated with it remains. I do think that the old grandma that was in there is definitely like around every now and then, but I've been trying to like work with her and help her kind of go to the light around it because I don't think anyone else is. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I feel like I've given this person like a few chances, and they kind of consistently bring in bad energy. And I feel bad because it's like, I know they support me, but like at the same time, anyway. Myro has just been getting a little bit more negative. I've tried to give them a warning. I've been feeling for a while that we might need to block that person. Okay. You literally just discovered my page. Isn't that funny how that works? I feel like so many people have been recently discovering me, and it's probably because of all the double live nights a week that I've been doing. We may have to discuss the house deeper on Tuesday. Heck yeah, let's do it. You guys calling out Myro is like all I needed. I'm like, okay, we're done. She may need to cleanse the land before they build something else there. Oh yeah, maybe I can get in when they like take everything down. I forgot you're going to live today. No worries, Cheyenne. Well, you'll definitely have members night next Tuesday. I'm excited for that. Definitely push people away thinking they judge me. Oh, Heather, I'm like the queen of that. Can we all help Silly manifest not losing any more hair on her head? Whatever energy I had around that house, yeah, let's manifest it for Silly Rabbit. It could be in October. Oh, that's such a good idea, Lori. Shit, that's such a good idea. Because the other house one that I was gonna do totally fell through, and I even like recorded an intro to it, and we were gonna basically go see that house that I told you guys about. That did I catch up on all my donations? Yes, I did. Okay, I think I did. But yeah, we were gonna go see this house that was apparently like up for sale. It was only like $50,000, but I'm pretty sure it got sold. We just like missed it by a hair. So instead of like saying, "Oh, the universe hates me," I'm just saying, you know what? I'm on the right track. I must be manifesting something right. It's not that house, but it's a house. But maybe I could totally sneak over there. I could do that. Oh my gosh, that's such a thank you, Lori, for putting that idea in my head, because I could talk about how. Like, I saw this woman, like, alive. Saw her after she passed, connected with her on several occasions, and now the house is gone. Question is how do I get over there and film? Because my neighbor's on the opposite side. Totally have a camera pointed in that yard. They're going to think I'm creepy. Anyway. Well, this is the last live night, so just know. But we're going to go back to Tuesday nights. August is a little funky. I should have had something more concrete set up, but I don't know any of my family because they're all very, very toxic. Ugh, I'm sorry. My great-grandmother was a terrible person. Interesting. I feel like she had a lot of bad things happen to her, and she probably just didn't know how to handle it. You moved from asking to receiving it. Yes, Lori. Okay, so how do I do this with my house, my next house that I want? Oh, thank you, Michael. Oh, Pretty Kitty, I forgot. I did not do your reading, your second reading. I'm sorry. I'm going back. I remembered. Okay. Me again. Is there anything that comes through from Karen or my granny? Well, when I read Karen, I thought, Karen. And she was like, no, I wasn't like that. Or your granny. Granny? Which one is speaking? It's Karen. Okay. Karen is definitely like pushing you down the more like metaphysical path, Pretty Kitty, like whatever that means to you. Like if you're interested in this, like she's giving you permission, and I think it's maybe because like you might feel judgment from other family members if you started getting into this. Like I feel like the family members in your home, she's like, just do it. obviously if you're feeling called to and I'm even connecting correctly. Love this. My friend Crystal introduced me. Introduced me to my channel. Karen, how do you become a member? If you go on my main page and hit the join button, the blue join button, you can choose a membership tier. Thank you guys. Pretty Kitty. Okay. Pretty Kitty. Thank you guys. Pretty Kitty, I feel like I've met you before. Maybe I probably haven't, but they're showing me this image of somebody I met over the weekend, like total stranger. And I feel like the message is like, okay. I don't know, Pretty Kitty, do you have like a new boyfriend? Like, are you in a newer relationship? Probably Michael. It was like way up in the woods and it was like a really steep hill, like steep mountain. I mean, I don't even know what we would have done with it. Like, it needed to be completely torn down. Yes, well, a year. Okay. Yeah, so the message, Pretty Kitty, and I was just asking because I didn't know if you were still with your daughter's dad, which felt like a different person. And the message that's coming through is like, I feel like he would judge you for getting into this stuff a little bit more. But I actually think like he would come around and he would really enjoy it. I feel like your current partner, though, the message is coming through. I don't know. One of your relatives is giving me this now. I think it's just whoever's coming through clearer. They're like saying that your current boyfriend is like, he's got a really sensitive heart. Like, he's a really soft guy, but he's got like such a hard outer shell that a lot of other people like read him wrong. He's such a softie, though, isn't he? But he's really good for you. That's like what's coming through. Good for you right now. I don't know what that means. But whatever it is that, it might not be metaphysical things, whatever it is that you're like thinking about getting into more or exploring, they're like giving you encouragement. And it's something about like his judgment on you. He might take a little bit to come around, but I actually feel like he is going to enjoy it and maybe get into it a little bit himself. Yeah, it's like they're encouraging you to like take this calling that's coming in. It feels like a very personal journey. Something that you might not be able to see very well, but it's very like you're being called to it. Like, it feels very much like I should be exploring this, but you stop yourself because of like, you are with your daughter's dad. Oh, gotcha. Wait, so then you lost your daughter really early then. I'm sorry. I'm letting my analytical mind get in my way. Yeah. Point being, whatever this is that's like being called for you to do, like I feel like it's an exploration of like an interest, something that you might be into. You feel like, people around you, especially in your home, would be like, what? That's weird. But I actually feel like it will open up. It's like it'll crack his shell a little bit more. I lost her neighbor. Oh, I'm so sorry, Pretty Kitty. Yeah. Am I all caught up, you guys? I think I'm all caught up. Thank you for your donation, Pretty Kitty. All right. Let's try to do one free reading. Woo! I haven't eaten dinner yet, and I'm really hungry, so I'm not going to be able to stay on very late tonight. Let's do... I am thinking of a color, if you can think of the color that I'm thinking of, then you get a reading. What color? Oh, I already forgot. I remember now. Green. Eureka. You got it. Bam. Eureka does type fast. Eureka, you got it. It was green. Let me know what your question is. So yeah, guys, tomorrow we'll have a new video up. It's going to be a pick a card reading on what is blocking your psychic ability. And I sort of made it so that hopefully you can come back to it a few times. And then I also, this is not my podcast, but a woman called Erin, she created a podcast and interviewed me on it. I will share it all over as soon as it comes out. But she is also, she'll have a new podcast where she interviewed me. And so you'll have to check it out and listen to our conversation. We talked about all sorts of things. No, it was me. Did I miss you, Johnny? Green, green, green. Green, green. I see Eureka first. Unless I'm just like reading that wrong. She always does. I don't see it. I don't see you as above her, Johnny. I'm always curious if it like shows up with different timings for you guys, but what do I need to know about improving my health? Kind of general. Okay, yeah, I felt bad last week. That's what you had asked, and then I was like, I totally read it the wrong way. All right. General improving. I feel like your health is pretty good. Like I don't feel like you're having any problems. Okay. So I pulled the same page of coins, and so to me that's like procrastination, which could easily be like with your health. It's like procrastinating going to the gym, procrastinating like eating good. Obviously, like I feel like with health, it's like you can't beat yourself up about it because beating yourself up about it just makes it worse. Ooh. Hang on. I gotta Google these, sorry. Because I'm getting a vibe off of them. Two of Swords. But I want to make sure. I love Biddy Tarot for like memorizing. She has such a great channel. Or website? I don't know what she does. So Two of Swords, difficult decisions, weighing up options. Okay, avoidance again. To me, it feels like maybe you have so many options in front of you. You're like, oh, well, should I do this? Should I work out? Should I focus on this? Should I focus on that? And it's almost like the amount of options in front of you makes you indecisive. And it's about more just like picking something and just doing something. Because I don't feel like it's, like I feel like in your mind, it's like you have to pick one thing and stick to it. But you can, like, the energy that's coming across is like you could do rock climbing one day, you could do walking another day you could just focus on eating good. Like, I think you need to get rid of like I have to do it the same way every single day. Because I feel like that's just not quite how like your mind works around it, maybe. I'm just Googling. I pulled the World card, which is like major arcana energy. Completion, integration, accomplishment, travel. Hang on. I'm trying to memorize at the same time. What you have manifested has now come to completion. I feel like this is, again, the energy of, like, your health is really good. Like, I don't feel like it's that bad. Continual cycle of successful completion and new beginnings. Okay, that makes more sense. So it's almost like that. Sometimes you'll feel like you got to a really good point, and then you have new things that crop up. Maybe it's that, you have a medical issue. Maybe it's just that your body just stops working as well as it did 10 years ago. And it's like, it's always being able to address the new challenges, work through them, and find it to completion. But it's also understanding that, like, health is like a wheel. Like, especially on this plane, like, what's coming through is, like, we need to remember that you can't fight it. Like, we can work with it. We can sort of slow some things down, but, like, eventually, I feel like this is kind of morbid, but it's like one day your body's going to give out, and that's, like, what's going to happen, and that's normal. And so it's about understanding and not fighting it all the time. It's understanding that you're going to feel like you have moments where you start from scratch again, but that's okay. Like, that's what we're supposed to experience in this body, and that's so out of the norm for us as spiritual beings. We're supposed to have that constant, and I think that's something that we've chosen to, like, put on ourselves in this life. Feels like more philosophical than that. Biddy Tarot is awesome. 1 millisecond. Thank you, Karen. Thanks for being in here. I was 17, 10 years ago. Awesome. Okay, let's do one more free reading, and then after that, let's do just donation only, and we'll kind of wrap up the night. So, last free reading, I'll do something different. I'm thinking of a fruit. If you can think of the fruit that I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. You're welcome, Yurika. Thank you. You were so quick on that one. It's like bam, 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 bam. Peach, silly rabbit. You got it, like, right away. Oh, Michael, you were so close. Elsa, you almost got it. You guys are totally picking up. I love seeing all the green names. Thank you guys for being members. I love these nights so much. I can't even tell you. Sometimes it's like, I just look forward to it, and I'm so excited to jump on. You had Peach too, Michael. You got it. Or, sorry, when I say you got it, sorry, I should have said, like, you got it intuitively. You guessed the game, but Silly Rabbit was first. I've been trying to let it go, Silly Rabbit, but you said that you're in the Facebook group, and you're under a different name, obviously. And ever since I've been like, who are they? I'm like, I need to let it go. It doesn't matter. Why should I care? But anyway, gotcha. Cool. So Silly Rabbit will be our last free reading. So any more that we do, we'll just kind of wrap up with donations. Again, thank you guys so much for doing these August twice a week lives. Like, I know you guys have to be super on top of it because I haven't quite, like, planned out exactly when my second night is going to be. So I appreciate those of you jumping on. I know that, if you're watching a replay, you can't always do that, but we're going to go back to 1 live a week in September. October, we're going to have a bunch of spooky Halloween related videos. I, like, had that idea last year as soon as, like, Halloween rolled around, and I was like, oh, why didn't I do that sooner? And then November, we're going to do a refresh on LeClaire's. I'm so excited for that. But yeah, I brought grapes yesterday. Is there anything my guides want me to be careful about in regards to my health moving forward, or in regards to the virus or anything? I've been stressed out about that too because I'm supposed to go to California in like 3 weeks. And I feel like with this Delta variant coming up, it's like, oh, come on. I don't want to get my son sick. He's not vaccinated. I'm going to pull the mermaid cards on this. I'm seeing like gushing water, silly rabbit. And I'm asking like what this means. It's like water coming up from the ground, overflowing. I'm just hearing like abundance. Like you have an abundance of like health. Like whatever you're worried about is not as big of a deal as you think. And it's something about like also just having the mindset that you have an abundance will energetically help your physical health. Because if you're constantly, stressed out about what's going wrong, in a way you sort of manifest it. Interesting. I feel like getting more active will help if you can. And I mean, getting more active, you guys, can be like walks. Like walks can do wonders. Like you don't need to be out there jogging 20 miles. I'm also getting, silly rabbit, that it's just a time of like, it's almost like conserving your energy. Like you're not going to have an abundance of like physical energy. It's just about like kind of getting through day by day right now. And that's like, okay, that's an okay place to be in. Don't expect anything like huge or to be able to run like a mile. We're just trying to maintain and be like steady. It's like finding your constant is with your health right now. Like that's what's most important. It's not an overabundance of it. We just want consistency. We want like a plateau. It's very interesting using my mermaid deck for this. I'm having to intuit them a little bit more. I feel like, so I pulled the transparency card, silly rabbit, and to me this is like also just about being honest of where you're at and not pushing yourself too hard. And understanding that like what you used to be able to do, you might not be able to do anymore. And that's okay. It's about being day-to-day present with yourself and what, like how I'm feeling like this card is like what you're doing day to day. And it's like some days you feel exhausted and you're not going to worry so much about the consistency and pushing yourself and like getting better. It's more about like some days I need to sit on the couch and that's okay. What was the second part of your question? Virus, I'm not feeling like anything. I feel like if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to be okay. So if you're like masked up and protected and vaccinated, I think you're okay. If you change up what you're doing, like if you ease up, I think that's when the energy shifts a little bit. And I'm not saying that you're going to catch the virus. It's more, I'm reading it now as if you continue to do what you're doing. Is America in lockdown? Are you not in America, Johnny? I just assumed you were. No, we're not really anymore. Some states, maybe, sort of, but the national government basically kind of lifted some things, and it's really hard to go back once you've told people you can have their freedom. So it's state by state. It's been a mess. Hey, Siva, I'm only doing donations because I'm wrapping up the end of the night. Sorry. And again, guys, feel free to reach out to me anytime through my website. You can book a reading. Four weeks now. You must be in the UK. Are you in the UK? Heck yeah, Michael. I need to do them. I don't practice what I preach. That's what my husband does. He loves it. Oh, Australia. Interesting. Well, it's because you guys are smart. And we're over here in America, we're just like, whatever. I stopped in Australia for a layover. But that doesn't count. Closest I've been to Australia is New Zealand. I was totally remembering when I was in New Zealand, because I was there for a friend's wedding, and my husband and I were out like walking around and enjoying the town, and a group of Australian guys came up and they're like, yeah, you want to party? Let's go party. And I was like, oh my gosh, they look like so much fun. Let's go party with some random Australians in New Zealand. And but we didn't do it because we had a wedding the next day. And I wish we would have, though. It would have been a blast. Oh, yes, Michael. Totally. You're welcome, Silly Rabbit. I feel like that was like a lot of like random bits and pieces, Silly Rabbit, but like overall, it was like take it day by day, judge where you're at day by day. It's more about finding like the neutral zone, not over pushing it. It's beautiful here. All right. Thank you, Glitterbee. What is Czar? I just want to... Czar. Z-A-R. Let's see how much this is. Okay, $5.36 in US dollars. Thank you, Glitterbee. Yes, Silly Rabbit. We can wrap up with donations. Okay, holding off if you're hungry. Well, technically, I have this glass of wine that I haven't had a sip of. It's a very large glass of wine. Actually, last Tuesday, I had a full glass of wine sitting next to me. Didn't even drink it. I've been drinking like way less, and it's funny because when you drink less, you just don't want it as much. But I'll take a sip. Okay. What's next in my marriage? My partner. Oh, Glitterbee, were you in here like a week ago? Partner found my ex's number on my phone. Is he still looking for more answers? Will there be conflict when those things work out? I'm just wondering because it's like very similar to somebody else. I'm wondering if you're the same person. I love those hippos, by the way. That's so cute. I'm just going to pull a card for each, but I will also read it intuitively really quick. Yes, he's talking to me. I feel like he's so immature. I'm sorry, Glitterbee. Like, I don't mean to be rude, but, like, your guys are giving me the impression that, like, he knows he shouldn't be upset about this, but it's his own insecurities, and he doesn't know how to handle those. And so he's taking out his insecurities on you. And I feel like this is something you will need to bring up to him eventually. But right now, he's just, like, too raw. And, I mean, I feel like the fact that he's even, like, still around and giving you the cold shoulder, I mean, it's a good sign. I mean, it's not good, but I don't think he's going to leave. So what's next in your marriage? Ooh, interesting. A journey ends, establishment building is settled. So I feel like what this message is, Glitterbee, is like the worst of it is over. Like the dust is settling from the chaos. You can breathe. It's not going to get worse. It can only get better from here. Is he still looking for more answers? This is his energy right now. He just doesn't know what to do. I think he knows. I think he knows he shouldn't have been upset. I think he knows it's his own insecurity on some level. He's probably denying that a little bit. He's probably struggling with like how much he feels like he's trying to control you, and he knows that shouldn't work. But it's like he doesn't know how to communicate this, and so instead it's all coming out as like it's your fault, and I'm just gonna like meh you. So no, I don't think he's looking for more answers. I just think he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do. And that's a good place to be in because we can just, again, let the dust settle. And I feel like it'll have to be a conversation eventually. Like, definitely don't sweep this one under the rug. And I don't think it's like a good thing either to be like, hey, we need to sit down and talk about your insecurities because that's not going to go over well. Interesting. When will things work out? And I pulled the telepathy card. That's interesting. So I'm actually getting that some of this is like, if you want to call it telepathy, like you telling him in your head, like, hey, you're wrong, or him, saying things back of like, I feel like you guys are communicating in that way. And it's almost like he's trying to be like, I have insecurities, but I can't say them. And so it's just like this energetic, you guys are feeling each other's energy more than you're talking. I see. Okay. And so when this period feels like it's over, when there's not this like energy junk kind of being exchanged, when you can't like read it anymore, I think that's the time to talk about it. Right now, there's like literally nonverbal communication. I was talking to my ex, but it was telephone. Will he find out more? It was earlier tonight. I forget. Oh, here, let me use my tarot cards to do the number. Yeah. Oh, but I don't know what it is. Okay, how long will this take? I'm feeling like weeks. Wands. Hang on. Because there's something that you could do. It's like wands means like X amount of days. Swords means X amount of months. Let me try to remember. So I got 3 of wands. Oh, did somebody donate? Oh, Karen commented on it. Okay, we already got to Karen. What am I doing? What was I looking up? Hang on, I totally forgot. Oh, okay. Wands. So tarot timing wands. Not Carol. I have it written down. So it's the technique, tarot technique for timing. Okay, wands, days. Okay, like swords is, so let me just educate. Wands, so if you pull wands, that's like how many days? So we pulled 3 of wands, so 3 days, maybe. I was feeling the weeks, so maybe somewhere in between there. I was actually originally going to say 3 weeks. So swords are weeks, cups are months, pentacles are years. And it's actually based on like the suit like season. So wands are spring, so spring is very fast. Swords is autumn, cups is summer, pentacles is winter. So pentacles is the longest one, that's years. So you associate that with winter because it's like hibernation. So maybe 3 days. I was intuitively feeling 3 weeks, so somewhere in between there. Good night, Johnny. Thank you for jumping in. Oh my gosh, I need to email you. And I've been getting a lot of messages too lately. Like, I'm sorry if I can't keep up with everything. As my channel gets more found, I'm just getting more and more messages and emails and Facebook messages, and I try to keep up with them as much as I can, but I kind of am starting to get to the point where I have to be selective. And obviously, if you're asking a question about getting a reading or something like that, I'll get back to you. But this is not like whatsoever about you, Johnny. I've just been getting like people messaging me, and it's hard to keep up with it all. Okay, silly rabbit, yes or no question. Oh, I feel like you're asking the wrong person because I'm so like pro vaccines, which I will say, I feel like it's kind of taboo in the metaphysical community. I feel like a lot of metaphysical people are often also like holistic people when it comes to their health. But I think it's so important that those types of people speak up, especially about that kind of stuff. Like, I believe in science, which is, like, I totally understand the irony because I'm like doing intuitive work, but I totally, trust the professionals in those regards. And so I feel like, silly rabbit, I do have a heavy bias. So I just want to like put that out there. But I'll try to read it. Maybe my guys are telling me to do tarot card, yes or no. Because one of the ways you can use tarot card, I do think that this becomes a crutch, and you should try to train yourself to not use tarot in this way, but you could say reversed is no, upright is yes. I'm intuitively feeling like no, but I pulled it up right. The reason why I'm getting no, silly rabbit, is I feel like you don't get around a lot of people. I'm hearing like you might have other medical issues. Like if you resonate with both of those things, if you feel like you're not around people that much, that you're not going to catch it or give it to somebody else, and you also feel like you have medical issues that could cause like reactions, or like your doctor has specifically told you don't do this, then maybe follow that gut feeling. Again, though, Lauryn's coming in and is like, do it anyways. And that's honestly my emotional state, is because I have so many people around me who are not vaccinated, and it drives me insane, especially with somebody who has a 1-year-old that he could, even though I'm vaccinated, I could still catch it, carry it, and pass it along to him. And kids are a little bit more susceptible to this variant. So it's about protecting other people. I'm sorry, I'm totally biased on this. At least I'm saying it. I think this is definitely trust your emotions on it. Sorry. Take that back. Don't trust your emotions on it. Trust the logical side of it. I think the emotions part of it is steering you in the wrong direction. Be a little bit more analytical with this decision making, whatever that decision is. Also, second question, is there anyone wishing me bad I should watch out for? I'm getting no right now. Not beyond the normal, like, people gossiping behind your back, which I don't even feel like that's typical. I feel like you just, like, don't see enough people for any of this to happen. Maybe I'm wrong, but... Sorry, Glitter Bee. That's a lot of follow-up questions. So if you want me to keep going with it, feel free to send a donation. But I think you just gotta let it be. I think you're too much in the energy. It'll happen when it needs to happen. Any sort of pushing will just make things flare up again. Hello, Leanne. Oh yeah, there is no such thing as natural immunity. Don't even get me started. I get fired up about this shit. I also have like family members who are huge Trump supporters, and they like go around wearing hats that say dead votes count, and they have flags on their Jeeps that say Trump 2024. And I'm like, why? Why, universe? Why did this family? Why am I in this family? I'm such an outcast. Like, I do not fit this family at all. And I should say, I don't think any of my family members watch my YouTube at all, but if you do, know that there are several of you that I do love. It's a select few, and you probably know who I'm talking about. Okay, anyway, Leanne, what is my Leo feeling right now? He messaged me randomly, but I'm not sure if he's trying to hide his emotions. I'm just trying to reach me. Let me pull some cards. Yeah, no to anyone wishing bad to you. Like, if there's any ill wishes, like, I was specifically seeing that they were, like, really tiny. Like, normal tinies. Like, somebody grumpy at you in the car, like, honking the horn. Interesting. Okay. Probably after... Leanne, I'm going to stop for the night. No more donations. Woo, Leanne. These are some good cards. I literally pulled the Falling in Love card, Divine sensuality in reverse. Dreams. So this is like the energy that I'm getting, Leanne. It feels like, I feel like he's trying to make like a connection as like friends first, but really his intentions are like, I want to be in a relationship. And I feel like the divine sensuality in reverse is him being super, super careful about like, I feel like he's thought about like contacting you randomly for so long, and he's been so nervous about it, and he's like so afraid that he's going to come across like a, what do you call it? Like a, let's hook up for a night. Like he's so worried and he doesn't want to be seen that way. There might also be a message here of like, maybe there might not be a sexual connection. Maybe that is something you'll have to work at, because I think anybody can manifest anything and work through anything, but it might not be as easy. Dreams. Vivid dreaming, dream messages, dream teaching. Leanne, I specifically, so sometimes this card comes across as like, oh, intuition, trust your gut on it, which I definitely think is the case. But I'm literally getting to go into your dreams tonight, because I feel like you're a good dreamer, Leanne, and ask about it. And literally my video that's going to come out next Friday is going to be the first part of my dreaming series. So you're like a week early, but I'll just share one of the things that you can do is you can set a journal next to your bed, and you can say, tonight I am going to dream about my Leo. And it can be as simple as that. And then tomorrow morning when you wake up, Leanne, write down anything that you can remember about this dream. Your first step should just be trying to remember anything and writing it down. And don't worry about analyzing it until afterwards. Try to remember any piece. And even if like the piece of the dream that you remember is like a second long, or even just an emotion or a place, write it down. And then I feel like looking back at it, you'll get an idea of like, this feels like a good thing or this feels like a bad thing. And I feel like that it's specifically to like sleep on it literally tonight, which is kind of a fun message. Because I feel like your guides are going to give you an intuitive gut feeling. Because I feel like for me, there's something about like me telling you, and there's something else about you feeling it for yourself. He's a super like humble person though. Like I don't know if he's different than he used to be, but he's being very cautious of your boundaries. I'm just getting such a nervous energy around him. You said my name right. My last name used to be super hard to pronounce, like my maiden name, and people would always get it wrong. So I feel you. Yay, dream video. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Dream video followed by, what's the other video? I can't remember. Dream video, and then it's going to be another like exercise style video, and then it's going to be an interview with my husband. So I finally did that today. I meant to get a photo and I never got one, but I finally interviewed my husband today for a new video. I'm kind of nervous about it because I feel like we were just all over the place. But I'm going to do a video about how I'm basically asking my husband like what it's like to live with a psychic. Like, what is it like being with me in the profession that I have? So I asked him a bunch of questions today, and I'm curious what you guys will think of it. Alrighty, so I'm gonna wrap up the readings right there for tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining me for like the whole month of August. This has been a ton of fun. I'm glad that I did it. I learned that 2 a week is a little bit more than what I can sign up for, but I'm glad that I tried. I know my limit. 1 a week is probably where I'll stay. But it was great because I got to meet a lot of new people through this. It definitely gave my channel a little bit of boost, which I definitely needed. Honestly, why I did it a little bit more is I was hoping to get some more donations for an upcoming trip that I have. I'm going to Disneyland with my son, and so every night that I come do lives, I'm like, okay, see you later, good night. I'm going to go make money so I can go to Disneyland. But yeah, so September, we're going to go back to one a week. Specifically next week, though, you're not going to see anything from me unless you join the member only live. We are both nervous. You're welcome, Leanne. And maybe check out that video next week if it's not too late after that. Wish we could have had a party. For what? Thanks, Lori. Good night. Good night, Michael. Thank you, Cheyenne. Oh, I know. It didn't cut out. I actually think I figured out what happened. So I'm in my shed in my backyard, and we've got it all wired and stuff, but my internet is inside. And so I had to buy a booster to basically like suck the Wi-Fi and boost it in here. But the internet tower fell over it's in my son's nursery, which sucks because that's like the only place I can plug it in. It's like where our internet cord is. We have an older house, but he knocked it over when he was playing in his room, and I didn't realize it. And I think that's what's been disconnecting us the last couple of weeks. So now I know. Welcome to a whole month of 2 lives per week. To celebrate the end of August double live readings, because you made it. Thank you. Yes, I guess it is a party in a way. Yeah, we'll jump back to one a week. Again, next week is going to be the member only live, so I will see you there. If you're joining me for that, remember you have homework, so go look at. You can already see the scheduled live, and you can jump into the description and see what you got to do. It's basically bring something that doesn't belong to you or somebody in your family. So if you can go to a thrift shop and buy something for like a couple bucks, that would be perfect. If not, I mean, you can even ask for something of a relative's like that your parents have or something. If you can't do it, no worries. I'll still provide like ways that you can sort of read into it on the night of. But those member only lives, we do a little bit of practice first, followed by readings. I enjoyed the double readings. It was therapeutic. I think so, Silly Rabbit. I sort of needed that as well. Like they were definitely therapeutic for me because like not this last month, but the month before, I really had to cut out a friend that I really considered to be like one of my best friends. And it was really rough. And it feels like I have friends online to some point. And so I really appreciate you guys being here. It helped me as well. Not welcome, sorry. What else? So keep in touch with me on Facebook, on Instagram. Let's see. New video tomorrow, also new podcast. I will share Erin's podcast in the comments down below as soon as I wrap up this video. And then also for next Tuesday, bring ideas for member-only videos if you have any. Let's see. I feel like there was something else I was going to share. I think that's it. Yeah. It got me through my tower moment. I feel like that's been the last 2 months for me, Silly Rabbit. I've been just like hanging on some pick a card readings, I feel. Like that was the only thing that gave me hope sometimes. I really love Chloe Taylor. If you guys like pick a card readings, I think her channel is amazing. I'm like subscribed, or I'm one of her patrons. Like you can pay monthly for patrons. And I was like, you know what? Screw Netflix. I hardly watch TV anymore. I'm not going to pay for Netflix, and I'm going to pay for this Patreon. That's what it is. Because I'm investing in my mental health. So I hope this comes back somehow someday. Oh, we will see, Silly Rabbit. We will see. I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. Maybe if it gets to a point where this is my full-time job and I don't have anything else to do, I think that's the only way I could see it happening. Right now, I'm still juggling 2 jobs. Being a mom is a lot, but I'm very glad I did it. Alrighty, you guys, I think that's it. I'm going to go eat some dinner. Thank you, guys. I will see you, some of you, next Tuesday. Otherwise, I will see the rest of you the following week. Alrighty, bye-bye.